The COVID-19 pandemic has devastated our societies, devastated our economies, claiming over 2 million lives to date, and reversing much of the economic progress made since the 2008 financial crisis.
We've seen in the last 10, 100 years, a lot more outbreaks in the previous decade and the previous century. A lot of these are zoonotic diseases, and that means that they come from animals to humans, and we're encroaching more and more on those spaces, so those interactions are occurring more. We're living in highly dense populations, international travel has increased, so we're kind of creating that perfect storm for these to happen.
Business interruption, flat out, absolute exclusions. Everybody's excluding it everywhere you turn.
It's not because we don't have a goodwill to do it. It's not because we're stupid and stubborn. It's just because, to my point of view, I truly believe that it's not insurable. A pandemic is not insurable.
Forcing insurers to provide a coverage that they can't model and is generally uninsurable would not only create insolvencies, but it's going to force a lot of those insurers out of the underlying marketplace.
You know, it's important to keep in mind on the business interruption losses that it is possible to quantify them and measure them. Certainly COVID has had a devastating effect, but there has been significant data coming out.
Because we've actually all had the opportunity to learn firsthand that low frequency, high severity events do happen. So they're not only, scenarios for a tabletop exercise, but something that we should expect and actually have to plan for.
Personally, I think that the risk of not getting involved is too great. We will leave ourselves as irrelevant.
Insurance creates the right economic incentives to drive change in society.
We support the creation of a public-private partnership in which the government provides a financial backstop for the insurance industry.
It's only a private-public partnership that can actually make an insurability really happen.
So I think we're quite prepared to step in and provide a form of cover, even when we're not absolutely certain of what the exposure should be.
Any solution has to be attractive and affordable to allow for an appropriate take-up rate.
In the various discussions in countries, to me, it's very clear that we have lost a little bit momentum.
While governments are currently focused on managing the immediate health crisis, we can fully expect this protection gap to become a burning political issue as economies start opening up again.
But if we all agree on the ultimate goal to protect European citizens for all future macro events affecting businesses, I'm sure we can get around the table and find solutions together.
We have a tough agenda in front of us, and I am not shrinking from it. In fact, I feel fortunate, I feel blessed with the opportunity to handle these weighty issues facing our country.
And together, we can bend the risk curve for pandemics.